And the triumphant fucking return of cooking with VMX, and I'm making fucking scrambled eggs. Can you believe it? I've actually wanted to do like a more simple video for a while. I haven't had the chance to do cooking with VMX. I'm like, man, I'm hungry. I'm about to make some breakfast. It's more like brunch at this point, to be honest, because it's like 11 a.m. I've been up since like 8, and I haven't eaten anything, so I'm hungry. So I figured I'd do a scrambled eggs video because I make really awesome scrambled eggs. I'm gonna show you how to make scrambled eggs like they're just the bomb. It's gonna be difficult because I don't have Kristen here like filming with me and shit, and it's like I'm doing this all with one hand. But I have my ingredients here. I have a pan. I have some eggs. I have some sharp cheddar cheese, and I have some toast cooking in the air fryer there. Actually, looks almost ready to flip over. It's potato bread. But I'm gonna show you, and then I have my little secret ingredient here. Now, the key to making really good scrambled eggs is butter. You want butter, and this is actually brown butter that I made. And if you want to see a brown butter video, I may do that. But this is brown butter with I make it with herbs, and this is brown butter with garlic and onion in it. You know, it smells amazing, it tastes amazing, and it's just great. So the first thing we're going to do, and we're going to actually start with a cold pan, which when you're cooking most things, you want to get the pan like really hot first, but since we're making scrambled eggs, you want to cook them rather slowly. We're going to start with a cold pan. The heat is off. Let's see if I can do the one-hand crack on all 3 of these eggs without fucking breaking any of them, and I can't even brace the pan. I got to do this all one-handed, so this is going to suck. So, yeah, and I can't brace the pan, so let's just do that. All right, a little bit of shell got in there though, but that's easy to get out. All right, let's get another one here. All right, okay, that did. Oh, a little bit of shell came out again, but I didn't break it. Normally, I'd be bracing the pan or using both hands to crack the eggs. Cracking the eggs with one hand is really the only purpose it serves, is to be fancy. That one broke kind of weird. Okay, there we go. So we'll stick that over there. I need a towel to wipe my hands off on these. Oh, here they are. Here we are. Okay. So anyway, we got the 3 eggs in the pan. And the thing that a lot of people do is they'll mix up the eggs in a bowl with like a fork or a whisk or something and then add it to the pan. And the pan's already hot, and it basically becomes an omelet. And if you're wondering, what is the difference between omelet and scrambled eggs? Scrambled eggs are, oh, I gotta flip my bread. Scrambled eggs are supposed to be moist and soft, whereas the omelet is more like a firm thing, you know? So when most people make scrambled eggs, especially you go to a restaurant and you ask for scrambled eggs, what you get is an omelet that's been broken into pieces. That's not fucking scrambled eggs. So now I'm going to add a bit of my brown butter. I'm obviously not showing you how to make the brown butter in this video because, as you can see, I have plenty of it. But I'm going to take a nice liberal portion of that brown butter, and I'm just going to add it right in there. And yeah, there we go. My bread is almost cooked. I actually want to finish that first so that I don't like forget about it and burn it while I'm making scrambled eggs. But you know what? It's actually looking pretty good. So let's turn this off. Get this off of there. I mean, this side's not super brown, but that side's pretty brown. You know. We'll get that in my plate. This is gonna be so good, you guys. It's so hard to look at the at my phone and do this because there's like a half a second delay. So it's like, I feel like it's almost like being drunk. I have to like not look through the phone. All right, so we're gonna get a spatula, not a turning type, one of these types, and I'm gonna turn the heat on medium, and we're gonna start stirring. We're gonna break the egg yolks and just start stirring like this. Don't try to break up the butter or anything. Let the butter like slowly constitute itself into it. And like I said, I didn't show you how to make brown butter. I do want to do a video on brown butter first, but it won't be until I've used all of that and then have the desire to make more. Like I said, this is a garlic herb butter. It's actually, I said garlic and onion earlier. It's actually garlic and parsley, now that I think of it. And brown butter is really easy to make, but it's also really time consuming, so you know. So you just want to continually do this, and once you get to the point where it's kind of like integrated fully, where you don't see the separation between the white and the yolks, and you start to see, I mean, you'll see some separation, but you'll see a lot less, and you're going to start to see a lot of bubbles appearing. That's what we're actually going to do, is we're going to move this off the heating element and continue to stir it for a while. So, because the reason that we want to cook it slowly is you want the butter to constitute into the scrambled eggs slowly over a period of time as you stir it on. Okay, now back on the heating element. And now that we're back on, we're going to turn it up to about medium high. That's a 7 out of 10 there. This goes to 11. Okay. It is so weird, like, stirring and seeing the image in my screen viewer being just like a half a second behind. It feels like drunk. So I'm starting to smell that garlic. Obviously, if you don't want the strong garlic flavor, you could use regular butter, or you could use a brown butter that doesn't have garlic in it. I like garlic a lot because I'm part Italian and part Puerto Rican, and both of those just have garlic in their cuisine like crazy. This is actually going pretty well. Okay, so the goal is going to be to remove it from the heating element 3 times. We already did it once. Now you can start to see, I don't know if it's picking up, but you start to see like steam coming off of it. That's your hint to take it off a second time. The butter is almost completely melted. And by the way, in case you're wondering why the butter is like multicolored, why there's like a brown part and then like almost a black part, the black part is where the herbs settled. And you can actually strain out the broken bits. Okay, it's fully constituted just about. So we're going to put it back on the heating element. We're going to leave it at that medium-high heat and just continue to stir. The third time we're going to take it off is when we're just about done. I spilled a little bit of egg here, so let me just wipe that up. Why is there a toothpick here? Somebody was picking their teeth at the stove? That doesn't make sense. Okay, so you start to see the curds form, and you want to continue to stir it vigorously. Don't let it stick to the pan, and don't let the curds get too big. All right, it's almost done, believe it or not. So we're going to take it off the heating element, and this is where we're going to season it. We're going to season it now when it's almost done. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper, and any other herbs you want to add to it. This is the time that you would add it. Green onion is also a really good thing. It's not an herb, but it's a really good thing you can add. Chives are good. Dill is really good. The last brown butter that I made was dill brown butter, and it was amazing with scrambled eggs. It's weird how like the heating element looks purple instead of red when looking through the phone. I don't know if it's going to come through that like the video. Okay, so it's almost fully cooked. Basically, okay, you want to stop cooking when it's almost done because eggs are a protein, okay? And when you're cooking any protein, like when you cook meat, like when you cook chicken, when you cook fish, when you cook steak, like beef, or when you cook lamb, or when you cook pork, you want it to rest because that allows it the juices to redistribute, and it can kind of continues cooking for a little while. So basically, you like when you cook a steak, for example, you let it rest. I'm going to add the cheddar cheese here when it's a little less cooked than you want it to be, because it retains a lot of the heat from the heating element. So now I'm going to put it back on the heating element, which is off now, by the way, but it's still going to have enough heat to finish these eggs. And you want them to be not liquidy, but still fairly moist. And the reason for that is because you want it to have the consistency of like custard. And by the way, the eggs are completely safe to eat like this. And like I said, the heat in the pan is more than enough. And you see like the custardy sort of consistency that I have here. The heat in the pan that's remaining is more than enough to finish off the eggs. Now, if you're feeling squeamish about eating eggs like this, you could continue to eat them You could continue to cook them until they're fully firm. But trust me when I say they're completely safe to eat this, and this is coming from a guy who did have salmonella once in the past when I was a kid. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that story. But like I said, they are a protein, and you do want them to kind of rest. So they're actually done. I'm going to just give myself a little taste there. Oh, that is amazing. Maybe a little more cheese in there. Just a little more cheese, not a lot. But I feel like I need a little bit more cheddar in there, and we'll just fold that into the eggs. And yeah, if you start to see the eggs browning, I mean, they look a little brown because of all the garlic from the brown butter and the brown butter. But normally, like, if eggs are browning, that means they're burning. You know, you don't caramelize eggs. Ew, you know, don't do that. That's not proper cooking. Definitely, if I do another video, the next one will be how to make brown butter. It's very easy to do, but it is also really super time-consuming and technical, and you have to keep an eye on it. But like if you do it once successfully, you can do it again. So now is normally where I pour it over my my toast, which is going to be tricky with the one. All right, yeah, we're not going to be able to do that with one hand. Hold on one second, guys. So there is the finished product. I needed two hands. You can finish it with whatever you want. Like if you want to put something on top, like more herbs, or some people put mushrooms on the shit. I don't agree with that. I put a little hot sauce on there because it's not like it's homemade hot sauce or nothing. It's actually from like from a bottle. But yeah, I put a little hot sauce in there because I like a little hot sauce with my eggs. And so this is like a brown butter. I'm going to call it scrambled eggs with brown butter and garlic herb because there's parsley in the brown butter as well. But that's going to be it. And I guess next video I'll show you how to make brown butter. But like I said, I'm going to have to like use up the rest of that brown butter and then like get the time to actually make more. So yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Kind of a short video for cooking with VMX. This is the first one I've done in a really long time. May do more in the future. I've been wanting to do scrambled eggs for a while. You know, maybe my kind of like more simple things here and there. But there you guys, really like super fucking fancy scrambled eggs. It's not difficult to make, and it tastes amazing. Like I said, you can put anything you want. Instead of cheese, if you don't want cheese, you can put like a little bit of sour cream in there is good, or cream cheese if you want to do that. Creme fraiche is like something you can put in there, but I don't really fucks with creme fraiche that much. But like sour cream, like a little dollop of sour cream instead of the cheese if you want to add a creamy finish. Like I said, the key is the butter. I use brown butter. You can use regular butter. That's fine. And when I say butter, I mean actual butter, not fucking margarine, not fucking oleo, not country crock, vegetable oil, 52% vegetable oil spread, or any of that bullshit. But I'll see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed this.